yesterday was a day, that is for sure. So I had customers that wanted a pool home, so we decided to go and take a look and see what was available. Mind you, there was 14 houses in their price range, which was a healthy, nice, decent price range. 14 houses in the entire county, plus we dipped into Citrus as well. So within 2 counties, it was so sad. 14 houses, and then as we were looking through, 2 of those were above ground pools. I'm sorry, y'all, that doesn't count. Okay, it just doesn't. No, that is not the same thing at all. So anyway, so we're looking through. Okay, we found like 6 or 7 houses to go and take a look at that really fit their needs and everything. So, okay, jump in the car, went and looked at a few of them. Everything was going pretty good, no worries. We get to this one house, we were like early, which is rare, early to the house. And I could see there was like a big old camera like right in your face, like, hey, hi, yeah, say cheese. So anyway, I'm like, you could tell somebody lived there. It's a beautiful house. And I'm gonna mess up the numbers a little bit right here because I don't want to give their address. But yeah, it was at Southwest 109th Street was this house. And it was 9620, and I'm like, okay, 9620. It has it right on the house, 9620. It's a corner lot, beautiful home. It has the pool, has a detached garage and everything. Beautiful home, exactly what was in there. And we're standing there. We were early, couldn't get in because the glass, the storm door, like you could see a lockbox inside or something, but I couldn't. It was locked. So I'm like, well. We were like super early for that one. I'm like, okay, let's go look at another house and we'll come back. Okay, so we come back and we're at the house. I'm like, okay, it's like 15 minutes to the appointment now. So let's, obviously something's up. I still can't get in. So I call the listing agent. I'm like, hey, I'm at the house. I'm 15 minutes early. Can't get in. And she's like, well, and she just kind of talks down to me and was like, well, when you use the electronic lockbox, you got to do it within like 15 minutes of your appointment or else it won't work. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I did. I'm 15 minutes early, but I'm within the range. So anyway, she's like, well, I live in the neighborhood. I'll be there in like 3 minutes. So we're waiting like 5 minutes go by, 8 minutes. I was like, man, this must be on Southern time. And then, we're looking around. The buyer looks up and he says, that doesn't look like the house. And I was like, what? Now, okay, when my buyers come with me, I make sure they get a copy, but theirs is in color, whereas mine's like a black and white and the picture's like this big, and it's mostly just all the data I want, just in case they ask me a question. I don't want to look stupid. Because it's not my house, I need to have the information. We went through it, but, need to have the info. So I'm like, it's not the house. So my first thought was this crazy realtor put the wrong picture up, because that has happened. I've even gone into houses where they put the wrong number of rooms. Like, how do you not count rooms? That's actually happened a lot. So I'm like, okay, well, she just must have swapped the numbers. Maybe she was putting 2 listings at the same time, right? So I'm looking right at the address. It's right there on the house. And I'm looking over. I'm on the corner lot. As I'm looking over, there's the street sign. There's the street. 109th Street. Okay. We're kind of looking around. The buyer looks down the road, and there's like a car that's not quite across the street. It's like down a house and then across the street. And he's like, there's a for sale sign over in that yard. And I start looking around. There's no for sale sign at this house, which, some people don't want all the neighbors knowing they're moving. So that's actually, that's happened. Okay, it's plausible. All of this stuff is plausible, okay? But I'm looking at the paper, I'm looking at the house. I'm looking at the paper, I'm looking at the street. This is the address. It wasn't the address, y'all. Nope. Apparently, that house and the other house were not on the same street, even though we were standing on that side of the street. Technically, apparently somebody decided that even though the front door is on that street, it's actually on the other street. We were on the corner of Southwest 109th Street Road and Southwest 109th Street. And the two houses that were across from each other had the same number. I was like, you might not want to buy that house either, because you ain't never going to get pizza. Like, it will never happen. Your Amazon deliveries are going to be over here. GPS brought me here. You are, like, forget Instacart at the Publix, because you're never going to get your deliveries. Like, your mail, you're going to get to know these people real well, because I know it's not just me that did this. You're going to have to swap mail all the time. Court Road, for crying out loud. So we go over to the other house, and at that point we're pretty much on time, so we get over there, and and the realtor over there really enjoyed telling me essentially how stupid I am, and I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling pretty dumb right now. I swear I've been doing this forever, and I know the roads are jacked up around here, but that was pretty bad. And so okay, we get through the showing. It was a cute house too. We go on to the next one. I'm still feeling pretty low, and I told the buyer and his wife, I was like, I just feel so stupid. I was like, that is just the worst. I'm gonna have to put it up on YouTube. And she goes, it could have been worse. I was like, how? She goes, we could have gotten in. Can you imagine? I about got shot. I just about died. I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh my God, we could have woke somebody up. We could have walked. I mean, because, yeah, around here, a lot of people don't lock their doors. Come to find out, thankfully, those people were, they were out of town. The realtor, who's the next door neighbor to them, said they were out of town. So I'm like, okay, probably not information to share, which is why I changed their address quite a bit. But at the same time, oh, can you imagine? Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm sure stuff like that has happened to people in all industries, but we are constantly going to doors, and we have basically access to the property. And I cannot tell you how many times people are like, oh yeah, go on in, seller's sitting outside on the back porch or whatever. So we I'm gonna get shot. So bad. Y'all have a great morning this morning. Happy Friday.